Hello, this is a recording for Nigel Waters Artist on the 22nd of January 2026. My background in art, I've got a BA Fine Art degree with first class honours from Plymouth University. I grew up in rural Devon. I'm very inspired by the landscapes and seascapes that I have on my doorstep. I'm very inspired by coastal walking, and very inspired by sort of the coastal landscape of the southwest, including Devon, Cornwall, Dorset, the Lizard Peninsula, Land's End Peninsula, and lots of places that I've explored. A lot of my work is painted on plein air as well, whilst I'm out and about, and then some is finished in the studio. My biggest influences are the abstract expressionists, particularly American ones, and the St Ives artists, modernist St Ives artists that also have a crossover really with abstract expressionism, and also fauvism in terms of colour and bringing light into my work and using deep colours or even false colours that are actually present in the landscape to depict emotion and light. What I'm focusing on right now, I'm constantly making work. I'm exhibiting a lot. I'm represented by the Artisan Gallery in Exmouth in Devon. I'm currently on show 5 or 6 pieces of my work. I'm working towards an exhibition in London called Origins. That'll be in Kennington in London in August this year. The work's still being made for that. I've recently done a magazine feature in Water and Metaphors magazine for Collect Art in Georgia. I'm an associate member of the Penwith Gallery in St Ives, where I regularly exhibit, and I'm also a member of Teignmouth Art Society, and I've got quite a lot of work going on with open exhibitions at the moment. I work with Open Gallery in Halifax, often entering their opens, and Frontier Gallery in Sheffield. My biggest challenge of being an artist, I think that's juggling time, because there's a lot of time spent admin related stuff and social media posting and keeping the online presence up to date. So juggling that with actually finding the time to make the work, creating outdoors, creating in the studio. I don't lack inspiration of any kind. I'm very much over-inspired. I study a lot of art, read a lot of books. So I suppose time is my biggest challenge as an artist. What advice would I give to my younger self? Keep going, keep making art, because one day you will get there. You will start getting more exhibitions, more interest from buyers and collectors, and more interest in things like this, and doing interviews and getting your work out there and getting known. So don't give up. It can take a long time to get there, so keep going. Have I ever tried any unconventional mediums or techniques? I tried a lot of techniques really, making art with all sorts of implements. Dripping paint with sticks, using things that I find in the outdoors to make paintings using my hands, you name it, I've tried it. I've even painted with mud before, so that's quite odd and interesting. So, but I mainly paint in acrylics or oils really. And lots of different surfaces, unprimed canvas, primed canvas, board, cotton rag paper. It all produces different effects really. Do I listen to music or have any other type of background noise? If if I'm in the studio, I do often listen to music. I'm a big fan of rock music, so it can be anything classic rock and modern rock, indie rock. Sometimes listen to more dance-related music from the 90s I like. And often have that on while I'm working, because it helps me focus into the moment in what I'm doing. If I'm outdoors, sometimes I'll listen to some music on my phone, but quite often I'll just be immersed in the landscape and be responding to what I see, what I hear out in the landscape. What's the best reaction someone has had to my artwork? Well, I've had quite a lot of commissions over the years, so people have seen my work and wanted something specific, something similar to what I do. People often connect with the places that I go to paint, and they connect with the same environment that I'm in, my experience of the landscape and how I portray that abstractly. Often people can connect with that. But yeah, I get a lot of compliments when I'm out and about, so that's good, and that spurs you on. What do I hope people take away from my artwork? I hope that people see it as a development of abstraction in the landscape, in a modern sense, and that they can learn from it, that they can be inspired by what they visually see, and feel that they are good paintings, and that they say something important to them. So please follow me on Instagram. I'm at Nigel Waters Art on Instagram, and it's the same handle on most social media platforms, always at Nigel Waters Art. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, and my website is www.nigelwatersart.co.uk, where you can securely buy artwork. Have a look at the shop that I've got on there, or message me via Instagram. Just have a chat, and if you're interested in any work, I'll be happy to discuss it. Thank you very much.